people inject their buttholes with Botox? My name is Dr. Rich Hilsden, and you're watching my channel, Knife Skills. We have to be honest with ourselves. Our openings are important. The entire field of dentistry is dedicated to treating the mouth hole opening. So it shouldn't be surprising that a significant amount of specialization and training go to treat butthole problems. Those of you who are regular to this channel know that I'm a trauma surgeon, but you may not know that I actually practice a fair bit of general surgery as well, and treating anal rectal problems is actually a big part of my practice. Butthole Botox is used, but it's not used for cosmetic reasons. But that's not to say that there isn't an important role for cosmetic anal procedures. The reality is that for many people, the anus is a sexual organ. How it looks and how it feels to them is actually important to those individuals. But when I was training, the majority of doctors that worked in this area approached the anal concerns with the attitude of reassurance. And sometimes reassurance in the medical field is really a glorified term for being dismissive. Doctors might say something like, give it some time, you'll feel better about it in the future, or why would anybody be looking down there anyway? Or one of my professors used to fondly say, the anus is an exit, not an entrance. But all of these things fail to really recognize the individual's experience. There are many people that might have genuine concerns about how their anus looks or feels. Consider someone who has skin tags of the anus, or hemorrhoids, if you want to call them that. They're really more or less the same thing. They may have difficulty with, again, cleaning themselves, or how it might feel during certain acts, or how it might appear to a partner, and they would have genuine insecurities about that. And as surgeons who work in that area, we actually have the power to help and impact people's life in a positive way. And so it's important to not simply dismiss or reassure that patient. In addition, those anal skin tags might represent a more significant concern, like say an anal fissure or genital warts, or even worse, anal cancer. There are so many reasons why you should see your doctor for your butthole concerns. So after that diversion, let's get back to the real topic of this video, which is butthole Botox. To start, we need to understand a little bit more about what is Botox. So Botox is the brand name for the chemical botulinum toxin. It's a toxin produced by bacteria, and it's incredibly potent. It only takes 2 nanograms injected or 1,000 nanograms ingested to kill an organism. It works essentially by blocking the release of the neurotransmitter acetylcholine. Now, acetylcholine is essential for the contraction of muscles, and the consequence essentially of Botox injection is relaxation of muscles. Now, some muscles are super important to live, like the diaphragm, and if that muscle is completely paralyzed, the organism dies. And that's why this toxin is so potent, and it really is a concern even to today. People can ingest botulinum toxin and die. In the medical world, we found a much more useful way to use Botox. In fact, any area where there might be too much muscle tone, Botox could be useful. The most common use, of course, is for cosmetic reasons. If you inject the muscles that are underneath wrinkles, the wrinkles will flatten out. But it also has use in things like headaches. And believe it or not, there actually are some reasons why you might want the muscles of your butthole to be looser. Now, of course, you don't want the muscles of your butthole to be too loose. I don't think I need to explain to anyone here why that might be the case. The primary purpose of the butthole is to hold things in and hold things in under your control. And so you can imagine if things became too loose, there could be a problem. But there actually are really good medical reasons for butthole Botox. And the most important one is probably anal fissure disease. Now, anal fissure disease is super common. It occurs when you pass a hard stool and it causes damage to the anal canal. Normally, that heals. But that painful experience can actually become worse because some people will have too much anal tone. And that too much anal tone will prevent blood flow from getting to the area. And without blood flow, it doesn't heal properly, and they develop a chronic, painful anal fissure. So doctors will inject a little bit of Botox, cause the butthole to be a bit looser. That allows blood flow to get into the area and allows for the anal fissure to heal. Now, there's a fun fact. There's an old procedure called the Lord's procedure, where a physician would insert their fingers into the anal canal and stretch it, essentially damaging the fibers of the sphincters and resulting in a looser butthole. That looser butthole would result in the patient's fissure healing. Now, this procedure has a lot of disadvantages and really shouldn't be used today. For the first part, you don't know how much damage you're doing to the sphincters, and that can have significant consequences for the patient. And there are a number of procedures, including Botox, plus others, that can actually reduce the anal tone in a more controlled and safe way. So today, we don't recommend using the Lord's procedure at all. Now, I did mention earlier that the butthole for many people is a sexual organ. And for some people, being the receptive partner in that experience can be uncomfortable. And many people have found that butthole Botox can help them improve that experience. So the question is, how much butthole Botox is required? Well, typically it's about 20 units. And if you compare that to cosmetic Botox, it's actually not a high number. Usually people are in the 50 to 100 unit range when they're dealing with cosmetic procedures. So butthole Botox is a pretty straightforward, affordable, and useful tool for people who have the right indication. So now you know about butthole Botox. If you made it to the end of the video, I just want to say thank you. I appreciate every single person who is at the other end of YouTube there watching this channel. If you have any comments, I'd love to hear them. I'd love to hear any ideas for future videos, and I appreciate every single like and subscribe. Thank you very much, and have a great day.